Hey, check it out. Imron black on everything that goes underneath the hood. The bulkhead, the radiator cradle, the whole 9 yards, all the braces. It's all done with Imron 3.5 HG high gloss polyurethane. If you're interested in seeing how we got this done this weekend, stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to Restoring Christine. Bill here, our 56 Bel Air Christine. She's out back. I pushed her out of the garage because I need room to work in here. I'm going to do some painting this week. But I tell you what, it's been a struggle to find something to make some progress on. I'm typically one that I order parts long in advance and have them, like, I forget what I order. And sometimes I order things twice because I forgot 6 months ago I already ordered something. But right now, everything is on back order. I've got, like, every time I put in an order for 6-8 parts or whatever from whatever supply shop it is, whatever dealer, I end up getting like 3. I get half. And this last week was really frustrating. I ordered like 8 different things, 8 different pieces parts to do windows, window regulators, window channel, the little roller things. I ordered like 8 different things. You know how many of them came in? 3. The other 5 back order. I mean, it's just, right now, I just don't know what to make of it. It's just insane, but I'm trying to make progress. So I'm in the garage right now, and I have got plans to do some more painting. I did make it to the local paint supply shop, which does have hardener in stock, and that's what I was able to do. I was able to get hardener for my Imron black, and that's what I'm going to be using to paint some pieces parts that I have on the floor. So these are things you'll recognize. This goes with the hood. So this is the structural member that goes underneath the hood with the hood latch. So the bulkhead that goes on top of the radiator bulkhead. So I'm going to prep this and paint that. I've got some other pieces that are from the inner fender well. I've got some pieces of these that have just been lying around, and I just uncovered them. They were underneath a box or something, and I forgot about these, so I'm going to paint those. And then I've got the radiator bulkhead itself. So the radiator bulkhead, this is something that was mostly prepped. I had it on the front of the car for a long time. I straightened out when I had the front fenders. I had some work to do on straightening this and this. It was bent from a wreck that predated my ownership of Christine. But there was definitely some dents and dings in this, and I had to do some welding. But we've got the bulkhead, the radiator cradle, and then on this is what's unique about what I've done with mine. I have a stainless steel cap. I think it's stainless steel. I don't think it might be aluminum, but I forget. But anyway, it's one of the two, and it used to be polished and shiny and pretty. And I did this to take care of some ugliness that was on the top. I'm going to pop that off. I don't know how ugly my bulkhead is, but I'm trying not to make Christine under the hood all the chrome and billet, right? I'm trying to get away from that. I don't want chrome and billet. I want it to be all painted, but really a nice, nasty, clean, hot rod look. That's what I'm going for underneath the hood. So there won't be any chrome, there won't be any billet. And so I'm on the fence about what to do with this, whether or not I want to take it off and polish it. But that is a decision I need to make once I start taking this apart and finishing to clean this up. But that's what we're going to do this weekend. I'm going to be painting some Imron, doing some primer, with some epoxy, sanding, grunt labor. So let's get into it. Okay, let's start with the hood latch mechanism. So I'm thinking I want this to be silver, just to make it set apart. I mean, I could paint all this black, but what I don't want it to look like is I don't want it to look like everything was all assembled and paint was slapped all over everything and it's all uniform. So I want some different, some contrast. So I'm going to take this latch off and paint it silver separately, and then all the rest of the bulkhead will be black. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get up my DA sander. I'm going to disassemble this and then start sanding some of this stuff, and then we'll mix up some primer and start shooting some paint. right, a few footnotes before we move forward. As I was working on the hood brace, you'll see I took a hammer and dolly. Must have had a rubber seal or something that goes in between this and the hood. So that had staples, and the staple holes here were all dented in. So I undented those. I straightened those out. What else? And then on the back of these parts that go to the inner fender well, you'll see that I used some lacquer thinner. I went ahead and pulled out some lacquer thinner and just cleaned the back side of these because they were gunked up, and I didn't want to gum up my sandpaper, so I did that. But one thing that I failed to mention before is that Christine was media blasted, and that goes all the way back to episode 2. That's 100 episodes back from here. 110 episodes back. So it's been 2 years plus, 2.5 years maybe. But I had Christine media blasted, and all of these parts were involved in that. So all these parts are mostly, the paint and 50 years of gunk and grime has already been blasted off. So the only thing I had to get off was overspray, dust, and a little bit of surface rust that formed from just sitting in a humid environment where I'm at. So that prompted me to go ahead and bust out the Loctite Extend Rust Neutralizer. And you can use this, or you can use phosphoric acid. Clean Strip makes one, I think it's called Quick Clean, and it's concrete etching and metal prep. And it's phosphoric acid. It's otherwise known as pickling. You take that in a spray bottle, you mix it like 3 parts to 1 part. I forget which is which, but you mix it with water, you cut it down, you dilute it with water, and you spray your parts, and you just let that sit for a little bit, and then you rinse it off with a hose. Well, I didn't feel like going through all that. I have treated some parts with the phosphoric acid method, and it works great. But I decided to go ahead and use the Extend Rust Neutralizer on these parts. So that's where I'm at here. I'm going to go ahead and pull the bulkhead, the radiator cradle, and the bulkhead up on the table, and go ahead and sand those and get those done. And then once we get that, we'll go down, throw down some epoxy primer, and we'll be on our way to painting with our M1 black. So let's keep going. All right, I got everything done. I got everything sanded. It's all prepped for primer. I need to wipe it down. So I also need to mask off some things, or not mask, but cover some things in this garage so I don't get overspray over it. But let me show you where we're at. So here's all the parts. There's the 2 side wings for the bulkhead that goes on the radiator cradle. Radiator cradle, you saw I had some trouble getting inside of the channel. So I used a wire wheel and a wire brush and tried my best to do that. And if you can tell, I sanded that piece of that cap. It turns out that is stainless, and it's going to be painted stainless. I've made up my mind. I just can't imagine putting something shiny and chrome underneath the hood based on my theme. So these are cleaned up now. If you're observant, check out the stainless. So these are 2 pieces I've been experimenting with. And I can't wait to do that episode. I'm waiting on some tools to come in that, because I was in the laboratory and I kind of did some experimentation and it works. So I'm waiting on some tools that are gonna be just perfect to do it, and then we'll do that. So anyway, let me go ahead and set it up, and we'll go ahead and shoot some primer. All right, I got everything hanging up from coat hangers. Got all my parts hanging from a couple of different rafters and behind me and on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it up on hyperlapse. What I'm using is my Eastwood Concours Pro detail gun, which is a little bit of a small tip to spray primer, so I thinned it, but I'm using a two-part Roberto epoxy primer. So it's really just to give it some coverage. It's not like a high build sandable primer, but I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this, and then we'll see if I need to sand anything more before I top coat it, but I'm gonna put it on hyperlapse and let's get to shooting.
Man, watch how lucky I got. I mixed up about a pint of primer maybe. I couldn't have been that much, but a half a pint. But look, went all through it. I filled my cup up, I think 3 times. So however much that is. So I got a good heavy coat on everything. I don't think I'm going to sand anything except for these bulkhead panels. I'll sand those. I don't want any orange peel in it. So let's let that cure. Saving my lungs. I'm going to clean my gun and we'll come back and we'll shoot that black in a little while.
All right, I am shooting with what used to be called Dupont Imron. This is Axalta, same thing. Dupont changed the name. But this is Imron 3.5 HG. It's a 4-to-1 polyurethane, and I'm telling you, this stuff covers. One coat only, and it is a super high gloss. So let's get started shooting.
think that's it. I think that's it. Oh, got a little bit up on the top. A little bit up here. I'm a short guy. That's it. Woo! Okay. I think it looks good. So, I'm going to take a quick walk around, make sure I don't have any holidays. Spray out this last little bit in the gun, and that's going to be it. So, when I come back to you, we'll show you the reveal.
All right, I got the gun all cleaned up. It's been a little while now. Fumes have escaped the room, and it all looks awesome. I'm really pleased with it. So you ready to check it out? Here we go. There it all is. Radiator cradle. Look how dynamite that looks. I mean, that's a utility piece, you know? I mean, the radiators will be blocking that, the fan shroud. In fact, I've got a cap that's going to go on it. I think that's going to look better. That's going to look so much better. This being this high gloss instead of being that that bright chrome, because it would have been the only thing that was chrome underneath the hood. And then look at the hood brace. Wait till you see that when it's mounted against the red of the hood. Holy cow. You know, I had a few little miscellaneous brackets, got those done. The two bulkhead wings extensions, they look good. You know, it's dark outside. You can see how much time has elapsed since I sprayed it. So there's a little bit of orange peel on this, but you know, I think I'll be able to fix that. I was doing some paint corrections on my wheel wells the other day, and it came out incredible. I'll show you that too. But look how all these parts look. You know, compared to what we started with, you know, what we started with was pretty worn out. It was pretty raggedy. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Sure hope you liked it. You know, hey, I've spent, what, 3 months now with some kind of sickness, congestion and whatnot, and I've gone through the flu and I've gone through COVID, and I had sinus surgery a couple of weeks ago, and man, I feel wonderful. I'm going to give you a video on that. It'll be off topic, but it's worth seeing. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this video. If you're enjoying the video, I'd appreciate. If you're enjoying the videos, I'd appreciate you giving a thumbs up. And if you're enjoying the channel, I'd love a subscription. So that's going to do it for this episode. Until I see you next time, take care of yourself. Cheers.